Hey, what's up everyone? Abe Bolaños here of Yugatech, and today Xiaomi announced a number of new devices in their global event in Munich, Germany. Among them is a new powerful smartphone with a 200 megapixel main camera, the Xiaomi 12T Pro. At first glance, the Xiaomi 12T Pro somewhat resembles the Xiaomi 12 Pro, and as you can see them here side by side, the similarities are pretty close. For a moment there, I was actually confused which is which between the two. I only figured out because the 12T Pro is slightly thinner and has a curved display. Overall, the device feels a little bit chunky at 8.6mm thick and on the heavier side at 205 grams. We've used the 10T Pro and 11T Pro before, and this is not really any better than the last two in terms of body profile, although the 12T Pro is slightly thinner than its predecessor. We like the curved frosted back panel which prevents smudges and fingerprints. So yeah, you get an anti-glare glass back and Corning Gorilla Glass 5 protection up front. This is better than the glossy back of the previous ones that were easily prone to fingerprint smudges. Like the 10T Pro and 11T Pro, the Xiaomi 12T Pro has a similar 6.67-inch Crystal Res AMOLED dot display with a 2712 by 1200 pixel resolution, giving it a 446 ppi pixel density. The adaptive sync display has a maximum refresh rate of up to 120Hz and up to 480Hz touch sampling rate. It supports Dolby Vision, HDR10+, and an in-screen fingerprint sensor in contrast to the side-mounted on the 10T Pro and 11T Pro. Normal brightness is set at 500 nits, but peak brightness goes up to 900 nits. The in-display fingerprint sensor also has a special feature as a heart rate monitor, although we noticed that the results are not as accurate as, say, a fitness band or a smartwatch. Powering the Xiaomi 12T Pro is the latest Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1 chipset, paired with an Adreno 730 GPU. It comes with 8GB or 12GB of LPDDR5 RAM and 128GB or 256GB UFS 3.1 internal storage. Our review unit has an 8GB 256GB combo with an additional 3GB of RAM extension. It runs on MIUI 13, which is based on Android 12, and we're already familiar with MIUI. We got great performance here, especially with gaming. Asphalt 9 was buttery smooth and vibrant. The benchmark results from Antutu, PCMark, Geekbench, and 3DMark all showed impressive scores. The UFS 3.1 storage is also fast based on read and write speeds. Okay, let's get into that massive camera that Xiaomi is bragging about. We have a triple rear camera at the back that is headlined by a massive 200 megapixel sensor with an f1.69 aperture, face detection autofocus, and optical image stabilization. This is actually the Samsung ISOCELL HP1 sensor, which has a 1/1.22-inch sensor size with an 8P lens, 85-degree field of view, and 2x in-sensor zoom. The main camera features night mode, ultra night video, and Xiaomi Pro Focus, which enables motion tracking focus, motion capture, and eye tracking focus. The second camera is an 8-megapixel ultra-wide sensor with an f2.2 aperture and 120-degree field of view. The third camera is a 2-megapixel macro lens with an f2.4 aperture. Here are some initial shots we took with the rear camera. We're impressed with the sample shots, especially the night shots we took here of our campus. Night mode photos were great with the main camera, and you will see the difference it takes when compared to the second ultra-wide camera here. Both shots took 1/6 second shutter speed, but the main camera cranked up the ISO to 24,000 compared to the ISO 6500 on the ultra-wide lens. You can certainly see the detail with the main camera. Video recording goes up to 8K at 24 FPS or 4K at 60 FPS and supports HDR10+ video. Even the ultranight video also showed better than expected results. It works best at 1080p compared to the 4K shots based on this sample we got here. The front-facing camera has a 20-megapixel sensor with an f2.24 aperture and 78-degree field of view. Still gets good selfies even at night or low light conditions. In this sample, the skin tones are pretty accurate and details are still clear even when you zoom in. Macro shots look good as well. We can only do 2x optical zoom, but we can extend that to 10x digital zoom when needed. Thanks to the optical image stabilization, zooming in and shooting such small subjects still produce stable shots. We enabled AI in some of the shots here, so the saturation on the grass were cranked up a bit. We only had a couple of days to test out the camera, but we'll take it out more and see how it holds up to various scenarios. So far, we're liking the camera on the Xiaomi 12T Pro. Okay, let's move on to connectivity. There's NFC here, Bluetooth 5.2, 5G, GPS, Wi-Fi 6, and dual nano SIM support with no micro SD card extension slot. So yeah, you're stuck with either 128GB or 256GB of storage. The Xiaomi 12T Pro also features dual speakers, with one at the top and another at the bottom, with sound tuned by Harman Kardon and certified for Dolby Atmos. And with a large 5000 mAh lithium polymer battery, the Xiaomi 12T Pro certainly lasts close to 2 days of moderate to heavy usage. And with 120-watt hypercharge fast charging capability, you can get it fully charged from 0 to 100% in just 19 minutes. As for battery life, our usual PCMark battery test showed really good results in our initial run. We'll splash the total runtime in the screen here. What we think is still lacking on this device? Well, there are actually quite a few. First, there's no IP68 dust and water resistance, just IP53 splash resistance. Second, the lack of a micro SD card expansion slot is a bummer, but knowing Xiaomi, and that's how they roll, so it's not really something unexpected. Third, wireless charging and reverse wireless charging. Every other flagship device has it, so why not the 12T Pro, right? Nevertheless, we're also happy with the additional improvements on the Xiaomi 12T Pro. One, the 200 megapixel main camera is something. So far, a number of shots we took with it were impressive, especially the night shots. 2, that huge battery and super fast charging of under 20 minutes is equally impressive. Then, it's got that great looking display which is good for gaming and watching movies. We're curious though, it didn't have the 144Hz refresh rate of the 10T Pro and the Gorilla Glass Victus of the 11T Pro.
Cost cutting perhaps? Speaking of cost, global pricing for the Xiaomi 12T Pro will be added in the description and comment section down below, once we receive them of course. For now, what we know is that the colors will be available in black, silver, and blue. So, what do you guys think of the Xiaomi 12T Pro? The 11T Pro is still good even after a year from release. Does the 12T Pro justify the upgrade and the price tag? Do let us know by leaving comment in the comment section down below. Go ahead and hit like if you like this video, or consider subscribing to our channel and clicking on the notification bell to be updated of our future uploads. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, IG, and TikTok, and visit chugatech.com for more tech news and reviews. Once again, this is Abe, and I will see you in our next video.